look in the eyes of my brother without shedding a tear for my brother. I really wanna try for my brother, 'cause I truly do.
Yo!
Brother.
Oh! I'm not gonna lie, I made myself a little dizzy.
I thought I froze up.
Nah, man, that was just me. It was a fucking earthquake.
Welcome back to another episode of the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. We're so glad to have you back. Just in case it's your first time joining us, we are four brothers, different mothers and daddies. Last time I checked, from the neighborhood of Miller and Gary, Indiana, that pride ourselves on having candid, challenging, and hopefully sometimes hilarious conversation rooted in being forthright, vulnerable, and most of all, honest. Friendship lasting over 20 years, and always got to chop it up with y'all, and hopefully inspire others to have these kind of conversations and not feel that, the privacy is necessary. But if it is, it's all good. Yo, fellas, how you doing?
Man, I've been
Gucci.
I've been Gucci. I've been Gucci. Let's see what this week has been full of. Slinging compost bins with the best of them. Let's see. I currently met a couple new artist friends in Atlanta here. I went to see a film screening, which was dope. I'm actually in the talks of collaborating and learning from learning from some printmakers. So I'm kind of going back into something I used to do a lot, and I thought I was actually pretty good at. So I'm kind of revisiting some artist vibes. Man, I would try not to cough into the fucking mic.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, for everybody's well-being.
That'll be great.
And trying to get that electronic COVID.
Yeah, that digital virus. Yeah,
E19.
Yeah,
Mess up my Wi-Fi with that.
Man, just I've been vibing out. I've been having a good week. And let's see. Last of all, most recently, today I found out that I lost $35 today in the stock market. Other than that, other than everything's pretty Gucci.
Hey, my stash looking good, man.
I mean, for the most part,
the stash app, but my stash app looking nice.
No, I got Fidelity, son. I got some pros fucking.
Oh, you got the.
I'm official, dog. I'm official.
Yo, I started on Robinhood, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm about to get into this," and then immediately got distracted. So yeah, one of these days I'm gonna learn that whole science.
Yeah, man. How you? It's time. That's all I got.
It's time.
It's time. AJ, it's time.
Adam, how you doing?
Oh, you said I didn't hear you. I'm doing all right. Surviving the times.
That's a Nas song.
Sure is. And yeah, I mean, really no updates. Just looking forward to this 3-day weekend coming up. So
I forgot Labor Day was happening.
Yeah, it's
word.
Well,
no major updates at this time.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Marco,
man,
how you doing?
I do work Labor Day, but I think I get double time and a half. I hope. Anyway,
that's what I was about to say. I'm not going to be able to enjoy those festivities, but labor.
I mean, festivities should be kind of limited, but motherfuckers are not caring.
Festivities don't have to be with groups of people.
But most of the time, motherfuckers be doing.
Yo, enjoy that shit responsibly, baby.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just saying, feeling good, man. Just had a little vacay earlier. It's been about a week ago, but I was in New Orleans.
About a week ago.
No, chopping it up with the locals. Nah, that was fun. It was fun though. French Quarter, all that Jazz, literally. Quite
Yeah.
literally.
You see a mirror down there?
Yeah, man.
I was gonna ask you, did you see me?
Nah,
Word.
Because
it wasn't like capacity. You know how, due to COVID, it wasn't.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't outside, but it was still cool though. Stuff was closed, and I just walked around a lot, felt the vibes.
Yo, I love
It
the
was
New Orleans
cool.
vibes, man.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yo, it's a beautiful place.
It's really, really cool.
It's a cool
I
city.
definitely got to go back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We should
Yeah.
make a trip out of it.
I
Well,
think
it
so.
would be a
For real.
trip, but
Yeah.
Most definitely, yeah.
I think so, man.
I want to
Yeah.
drive the fan boat, man. I want to drive the fan boat.
Bro,
I rode it, but I want to.
Mm.
I want to be in control.
bro,
Oh, you
that's
mean
the
like
one
the-
thing that I wish I
the-
did. It was like
the
60
hoverboat?
bucks when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the big fan on it.
Yeah, I lived in
Yeah.
Florida for 2 years and I never did it.
Bro,
Like, that's
we
like
got to
the-
do that.
It's like you
Everglades is the place to do it.
go straight
Man.
over the vegetation. Like
Yeah.
the huge fan is a powerful. It's
I wanted to
loud.
do it.
It's definitely loud, but got to see a few gators.
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy.
Did you get to eat some?
No, I didn't actually. We went to a restaurant that was serving some gator stuff, but
Mhm.
I didn't indulge. But
Gotcha.
the food was amazing.
Yeah,
My
yes,
only
it is.
critique is that it wasn't as spicy, and I'm a spice guy. It wasn't as spicy as I thought it would be. But I
Are
was
you,
told to go to a Cajun place, like
Right.
because
are you dating a spice girl or?
no.
All right, continue. I'll try to limit those to like 2 every episode.
If you want to be my lover.
Yeah, I was just watching the Disney. I was
We
just
got-
watching the Disney Channel movie "Bend It Like Beckham" the other day, so I'm full of cornball. And,
It's okay, man. What we really need is a soundboard for this podcast that we can hook up. So just in case, like when a joke is great, that we got some kind of moniker for it, like some kind of like sound that we can do. And then when the joke bombs, like that did, then we got that.
yeah.
Be like, one of them screens.
Wah, wah, I think we have the official one. Yeah.
Yo, I ain't trying to get sued by the Price is Right, although that sound is fucking perfect.
That is also
So-
the Mario when you die.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, have y'all
A lot
checked
of those
out
old
that,
games.
that new have y'all checked out the new docuseries on Netflix, High Score?
Not yet.
Oh no,
No,
I
not
did
yet.
see the
It's on my list
visual
though.
for it, yeah.
It's really good. It's really good.
I'm watching Fargo right now, man. Season 3.
Oh man,
It's
that's
I
amazing,
love that
bro.
show, man.
It's
That's one of the
amazing.
best shows on TV to me.
Yeah, but yo, Billy Bob Thornton showed out.
Yeah,
yeah.
He
When
showed out.
everybody
I-
did.
I-
What's
Yeah.
the dude, Martin Freeman? From
I
Marvel.
didn't even get too
Yeah.
deep into it, but I've seen when he showed up, he was like something about like I'm the dragon. Like he was just
He's fucking
he was, like,
sinister,
super
dog.
Yeah, he was
So
creepy.
dark and
It was
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's a good show.
yeah. I know, Josh. I know. I know.
That's 3
Shot.
strikes.
Yo, my bad. Shadowy. He's a shadowy figure.
That's funny.
On
that's
the
a good
complete, on a completely unrelated topic. So this is gonna seem a little random, audience, by all means. We had a game plan. Shit happens. Shit changed. So we're like, yo, we're just gonna as
We had
as
to
you,
call
as you can
audible.
see, we had as you can see if you're
Hey,
watching,
man.
as you can see from the whiteboard behind Aaron, we're gonna treat this like beat ups and straight wing it.
They'll never know if we didn't.
But we have a visual audience. Who knows? And by all means,
yeah.
we can cut
You
this
guys are
out.
breaking up.
I am.
You guys are breaking up. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Well, for me at least. But is it?
Yo,
Yeah.
what's it gonna take for us to get back together? All right, that was the last one. That was the last one. That was the last one.
Jesus, man.
I'm done.
Jesus.
That was the last one, man.
Yeah,
Y'all
that
been-
wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
I've been watching Disney Plus. I'm telling you.
Can you hear us now, Adam? Are we still
No
bringing
more Bending like Beckham references though.
Yeah. So you guys are frozen on my screen, but I hear you fine though.
That happened to
Mm.
me, and I think that means that is your thing.
Yeah,
Well,
it
for
just
me-
popped up saying your connection is.
Okay, yeah. That's
Unstable.
what I got
Okay,
too.
yeah.
We both in Miller too, so
Yeah, it's
probably
sorry.
You think after all these years they make some better internet in Miller?
build some towers, man.
Right.
Up there, man.
Dang,
Fiber optic
but-
cable.
Yeah,
But
if you were-
I'm
we ain't on that yet.
but just in case, so we gonna jump right into it, y'all, and I want to hit y'all with something that came to me, and I don't mean that as a pun. Right? Do you remember the first ever porn you saw?
Oh.
Yes.
Like, what do you remember? What was it, and what do you remember about it?
I'll
About
tell
your
you. First of all,
pornographic experience.
I probably shouldn't say because several members of my family were in the other room, like in the kitchen. And I don't know how the fuck they didn't see it. I don't know. I was watching it while they were there. Yeah, this is about to get really interesting, son. This is about to get interesting.
I mean, leave out details that can,
Yeah.
incriminate, quote unquote.
So anywho, yeah,
Incriminate.
so
I said it.
That
I
porn
said
we
quote
talking
unquote.
about.
yeah, hold up, son. Yeah, your boy don't rock with that. That was
No. Because,
Yo, that wasn't my first experience. That was my last experience. All right.
no, because I don't want you to be like, and then Jeff gave me his issue of wet ass fucking 17, and then
yeah. I feel you. So I don't know if you guys ever met. So my brother and I used to get babysat by somebody who my aunt knew. I think up until the age of like 14. I'm not sure if we had met yet. I want to say we met, but like perhaps you guys didn't meet the actual children who lived in that house. Anywho, long story short, one of the people who lived in that house, I think it was the lady's grandson, had this VHS. I know, guys. I know millennials, for all you out there who don't know what a fucking VCR is.
don't you mean
We should know.
Gen
Gen
Z?
Z.
Gen Z's, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fucking difference is, bro. I don't know.
Anybody before anyone born, not say anyone, but our age range is I think like 81 to 95 or something like that is millennials, and then after 95 is Gen Z.
Okay,
Yeah.
I definitely did not. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think everybody that's young is a millennial, but there's people that's like in their 40s that are millennials, and they'll be the ones talking down on millennials when they are a millennial. But anyway,
right.
Proceed.
Yeah. So
Stuff's confusing, man.
So yeah, I know. So he gave me this VHS. And
Oh, it's 96. My bad. 80 to 96 is millennials. 81 to 96 is millennials. After 96 is Gen Z.
So he was like, "Yo, check it out." I was like, "What is this?" And he was like, "Just check it out." I was like, "All right, cool." And he had dubbed over it. Yeah, he had dubbed over something else. So it wasn't like there was a blatant title that said like "Big Butts" for something whatever. So I don't know what got into me, but I felt I had the cojones to like, yo, this shit was during like a family, like I guess like a family gathering. It was like 12 and a half. It was like 12 noon. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm pretty sure my aunt ain't gonna listen to this. So I don't know if you guys remember the layout of my old house. But when you walk in the front door, immediately to the left is the kitchen.
It's a kitchen, yeah.
And then if you were to keep straight, it's pretty much the living room right there where the TV and shit is.
Yeah.
But the point is, there's no door from the kitchen to the living room. So I don't know how the fuck they didn't see. Anywho, I popped the fucking
the corner.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I used to sleep in the living room a lot. We had blankets and shit in there. So I thought it was like clever. So the TV we had was one of those old ones that would kind of like spin back and forth. So I just spent the TV as far as I could away from their direction. And I put up like I put up a
That's
fucking
not
blanket.
suspicious at all.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
Yo, exactly. I built a fucking blanket for it to like block them out. Now this shit is 12 noon. This shit is 12 noon. Yo,
what you doing over there?
Yo, the fucking volume was on like 7 or 8. Anywho, the fucking I think the porn was like, the porn was like it was some butt thing. It was a bunch of it was a bunch of it was a bunch of red bones, you know. In the video,
were they red bones or white?
No, they were red. First, hold up, man. First of all, dog. First of all, don't ever disrespect me like that in your life. Don't ever disrespect me like that again, dog. Never again, son. Hold on, man.
No, that wasn't even personally towards you. I've had that conversation with somebody and they were like, "Oh, you know, I got me a 5 red bone." I was like, "Your chick is white. What are you talking about?"
That chick just from Southern California. Yeah, she just tan. No, she was it was serious red bones in there with big juicy booties, and maybe that was at the beginning of this obsession I have with nice asses, man. So I want to say I was like 10 or 11. Yo, it was mad early. And I was watching porn. Eventually, I got caught, and I'll give you a quick backstory on me being caught. So the bus used to drop me off down the street from my house at the bus stop, and now maybe halfway. So I'm walking to my house. Halfway to my house, I hear something like loud blaring in the distance. Right, I'm not quite sure what it is. The closer I get, I realize it's my aunt playing the music and the VHS loud because she knew the bus dropped me out and she wanted me to hear it. Yo, my aunt's playing porn. She's playing porn and the early Eminem albums. I had them on cassette at the time. Cassette. She's playing them loud so I can hear it. So I'm getting nervous as shit when I get. And yo, by the time I get home, she has the 2 VHS porn tapes and the Eminem albums torn up, crushed in the middle of the table. and of course, I got my ass whipped. But yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's I want to say 10 or 11. It was a bunch of red bones who just changed my life. At about 12 noon at a family gathering.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yo, blanket forts and everything. Man. And nobody caught me, son. Nobody caught me. Shit's crazy.
Not at that point.
Yeah.
So, how? I don't know if I missed it. How did she catch you?
Oh, I just didn't hide it in a good place, or like I'm sure she went in my room eventually and found the stash.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just wasn't like. I think I was more caught up with like desire at that time than like actual like logical places for hiding it. I was just like, I need it where it's quick, where I don't forget to get this urge. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Handle my business. Yeah. So I don't like she didn't even say where she found it. She just said, "Don't ever bring this shit in my house again." And then and the fucking sweat that was pouring off of my forehead from hearing fucking Eminem talk about cutting people's nipples off. That
remind me of, I don't know if y'all seen that Key and Peele skit where like she asking him about some like porn or something.
Yeah,
and, like sweat just be like
pouring
down his face.
I've seen the meme of
Oh yeah, it is a meme.
Yeah,
he's just like like sweat pouring down.
Yo, guilt sweat. Guilt sweat ain't nothing like it. The fear you feel on that is like.
I just want to say something really quick. The funny thing is, I was so nervous that when I walked in, I was asking her questions as if I didn't know what was going on. And like Eminem is Eminem is blasting, and I walked in like,
"Who's this?"
Dang, this yo! I didn't know you was listening. Hey,
so it's like, yo, Carol, like,
hey, what you listening to?
Like, yo.
Yeah,
I'm Marshall.
Hey, where you get this from? I never heard this.
Yo, Straight from the Dungeons a rap. You know, fake motherfuckers don't make it back.
This sounds like some underground stuff.
No, I walked in, and I was like, so how's everything going? Yeah, man. Talk about some scary ass shit.
Shit.
Man.
I got two separate ones. The first one is definitely Real Sex on HBO because we had cable, and so that was like my first introduction to the shit. Besides softcore porn of your Red Shoe Diaries and Kama Sutra and shit like that, but Real Sex was like, oh, these are regular old people, nudist beaches and swings and latex. So it was all of that shit. But I want to point out the first, I believe the technical term is gonzo porn, the one that that most people are most familiar with, was called Comeback Pussy Number 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
It's so many things that I don't remember in my life, and I cannot say that I don't remember so many details about this porn. I remember like every scene. I remember just about every person that was in it. It was an all black porn. Of course, cum is spelled C-U-M. I don't know how it's number 20 because that would mean that it had 19 predecessors.
I was but mine immediately was like, God damn.
I wonder what's the record for that, man. Like,
yo, talk about longevity, son.
Right, like. Oh shit! Did Michael freeze?
No, I said I wonder what's the longest like ongoing series.
Oh,
I'm sure it's porn. I know it's not like Freddy versus Jason or Freddy, whatever. Jason, Halloween series.
Right.
Fast and Furious trying to make it up there.
Yo, the
Joe
could be
fucking
now.
Seinfeld show. Shit. Went on for how long?
True.
No, I mean like movie.
As far as like a movie, numerical named movies.
Oh, got you.
I'm sure porn has the record.
I'll say with movies, it would probably be like the James Bond films.
Oh yeah,
they've been making those.
That's
since,
true.
But I don't think they go like 1, 2, 3.
No, it's not numerical. No.
Yeah.
Yo,
I actually just saw a trailer for a new one.
How many American?
Yeah, that's the one that was supposed to come out before COVID went down. His last one. I'm ready to see that too.
Yeah,
me too.
Like, I always watch the Bond movies, regardless if they're good or not. I'll go watch them anyway, just because it's interesting to me.
Me too.
I've always been a fan of the Bond character.
Yo, how many American Pie movies did they make? Do y'all remember?
Nah,
like 4 or 5 of them or something. I mean, they got mad corny towards the end.
But you were saying,
yeah, most of them. I'm sitting over here trying to look up how many American. There are 4.
Call a timeout.
Oh, where? Okay.
I use the restroom real quick. I'm sorry. Sorry about it.
Don't fret it.
Boom. Let's go.
What were we saying? Comeback Pussy Number 20.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit! Hit my tray. What was it? It was all black porn. What was it? Yeah. I got exposed to literally like everything that was gonna happen eventually, probably with the exception of deep throating in that thing.
Okay.
The very first.
So you saved the best for last, then? Okay, I feel you.
I mean, no, I don't think it was a thing yet. It was the 90s, and so like every woman in the industry wasn't like, oh yeah, I don't care how big it is, I can take it to the face. And so, in the very first scene, it was a threesome, one guy, two women with anal. And that was the first.
Oh, that's crazy! Damn.
That was the first thing I saw.
Yo, that's like going from. Yo, that's like
the
a fucking.
First thing you saw.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was like the first legitimate. Like, oh, this is how sex works.
Yo, that's a 2020 Aston. Yo, that's a 2020 Aston Martin, son.
So
that's 0 to 70 in fucking 2 point.
Yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie, my first peep at porn was like, because back in the day we used to have like I think you used to call it like a scratch box, where you get these channels with this box, but some channels are kind of blurred out and not. So my first peep at porn was like squiggly lines, and you may see an areola in there. So you may see it in there somewhere. There was a lot of lines, and you could hear, but you could hear the audio, and it's like it make you put two and two together. Like, what is going like? What's this noise? Like,
right.
And then you see the visuals, and it's like, oh, like this is what they don't talk about. Like,
right.
It's like, yo, what's all this clapping? Is there an audience or something?
And then you start to see.
I guess they're doing a good job.
you might next time you see it, you might make out what's going on, or like another section of it. But you gotta tune in at the right time.
Right.
You gotta tune in every night at the same time.
I would say that's my first interaction with that.
Yeah. For me, it would probably be the same, but since my parents were cheap, we didn't have cable. So I think for me, I'm almost positive I probably saw it at like one of my friend's house, like during like a sleepover or something.
Oh yeah.
I know who in particular.
So like that was for me. That was probably it. I know there's been other times though. Like for me, it's a blur. But I know there's been other times like again at like a friend's house. We would pull up like a website or something. This was back when like it was like the internet. I'm not saying it just came out, but it was like very new.
It's still broad. It was
still some AOL shit going on.
Yeah,
back then
like,
it was like mostly images, like
correct.
Hardly no video.
Yeah, there weren't any video unless you were like paying for something. So we would just type in like random sexual things.com. So it'd be like boobs.com just to see like what comes up.
That's a phase.
Yeah. And then oftentimes they would be legit websites, and we would just real, and then like we couldn't do anything. Like there would be just like a opening, like a title page, but you can't go past it. It's like okay, but we thought
because a lot of them used to have like a trick on it. They'd be like, if you agree to this, like we can start charging you now.
Yeah. Oh man, charges. That got me caught up once. So
tell the story, son.
So back in the day, I had to be. I don't even think I was a teenager yet, but maybe 12, I guess. So back in the day, they probably still have them, but they had like sex, like hotlines and phone stuff. And so somebody put me onto that. So I dialed this number, and then blah blah blah. Dial this number for this, blah blah blah. Okay, I did that. Maybe once or maybe twice. Fast forward a few weeks, the phone bill comes in, and then there's like $100 and something worth of charges.
Ooh.
And then and of course it tells you where the charge came from. So so not only was it what it was, this porn, phone, blah blah blah, but then they have to pay for it too. It's like that's a double, like that's
buddy.
a double-edged sword right there. So
that's double the ass whooping right there, son.
Yeah, that was. I forgot about that until you brought up charges. Like, oh yeah, I remember that time.
All of those things were like, porn is so much more accessible now than it necessarily was when we were kids.
And you was liable to get a virus. Like that was a real thing.
Trojans were everywhere
for regular stuff. Like we definitely got caught with some history.
And so as soon as your mom turns on the computer and now she got 74 pop-ups and she's like,
what's been going on?
Man. Yeah, man.
Is the games like dude. It's the games that we be playing.
My aunt caught me multiple times with porn, man. I just fucking I figured I figured this time I'll get her.
Hey, stuff just be popping up, man. I don't know. Just be popping up.
Man, she caught me one time walking in the door, once again.
Say.
Once again, the layout. She's walking in the door. If you look straight to the right, there was a computer. So there was no wall or anything separating. I hear the keys shaking and shit. You're doing her thing, and I'm trying to hit the shutdown button, and it's not working. She walks in, and I'm fucking frozen. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the computer has a virus. What do you think? And,
what do you think?
Bro, oh my god! Are you? Yo, dude, yeah, I'm like, yo, can I call a friend real quick? Yo, can I call a friend? And I just sprinted to the fucking bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom so bad right now. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst moments because she caught me red-handed in the midst of it, man.
Man,
I
got kids, man. Y'all don't have to think about it from that perspective yet.
Nope.
But I'm too far to be thinking about that anyway.
Right.
I have speaking of that though, what is your take on that? Like if you caught them when they were 14.
It depends on the age, man. Of course people gonna be curious. Everybody has this story. So it's you gotta approach them first before they ideally, I guess I'll say you gotta approach them first before they start to find the stuff out or whatever. Just because you want to tell them before the world or whatever their curiosity does.
Yeah.
I would think. What am I trying to say? I think the reason why we all and everybody usually has this story is because we definitely come from the generation of and the generation just after that got abstinence and
dare
avoided it at all costs.
Yeah,
pedal to them the whole time.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mentioned dare because I know that's not sex related, but it's drug related. But it's still the same era though.
Yeah,
when they were
same concept,
don't do drugs and blah blah blah, and that was around the same time the war on drugs was thriving. So right. That's a real interesting. It seems like that generation. I think that was Generation X. They essentially were getting pretty much scared. They were getting scared into doing and not doing stuff. They were scared into not doing drugs. They were scared into, like you said, not having sex.
That's been a tactic for a long time.
They were scared. Yeah. And here's another one. They were scared into going to college because, our parents didn't do college, or it was a smaller percent. So everybody in that Generation X has a very high respect, I guess. I don't know the right word, but they're all about college.
Well, is the thing of they didn't or they couldn't?
But they what?
Was it the thing of didn't or couldn't though?
Well, a little bit of both. Because my dad is 70 and he went to college. So he went to college in the South. Then he moved because it was too racist. But
yeah, good idea.
But so yeah, I just think back then you didn't have to though. That's the difference. In the 60s, right. 70s, you didn't have to go to college to make a good living.
Right.
But then the Gen X was well, my parents, didn't do college and they worked in the factory. I want to get this, education and I can get a white collar job and make a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I don't know. I just think Gen X is a very interesting generation of people, because
I used to feel like we were Generation X because that was the media at the time. When we were young, it was that. And then when we grew up, I guess we can't be a part of that generation.
It's kind of like the same thing now. How they lump everybody that's young they're a millennial, but then they finally got their own name eventually. But you are right though. And then I guess after we hit a certain point, like, oh no, they're not the same. They're not the same people. Their mindset is different. Right. Blah, blah blah.
It was like who was like a young adult in the 90s, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a generation.
Because it was a thing of we were technically Gen Y until the whole, you know, Y2K millennial thing happened. And so that's why millennials came into play, like the title of millennial, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So it made me feel like millennials were kind of after us, but actually they categorize us as millennials.
Right.
Yo, man.
The millennium happened after us.
Right.
Because we were hitting an age where it would have meant anything to us. Because at the turn of the millennium, granted, we were in fifth grade.
Yeah, 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, we're 11, 12 years old when the millennium turned. But people who were born,
it felt like a pivotal point in like history or whatever. So I think that's why it's kind of like fresh on us, like the whole computer, you know, move towards internet age. I think we got to see that when we were, I guess I would call it like prime childhood. Like that's when you learning the most about yourself and life and whatever, you know.
In that same way where kids of this generation are learning this whole streaming world at a much quicker pace than everybody else.
Yeah, your iPads and elementary.
They born into it, man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In the same way that we were kind of born, like the internet, we
were half like. Imagine being a baby though, like phones, tablets. We weren't babies with that.
No, we were with the internet wasn't a household thing when we were young.
Yeah, so I think that's why it's a little different. It's like that's all they know. At least we saw it come in.
Yeah,
we saw the differences. I
remember when Emerson got his first Macs in the computer lab, man. Remember that shit when they got their first Macs in the computer lab, and it just seemed so cool.
Yeah. We'll be the only generation that saw like both sides. Like, dang, like you can go to Google
the last one
and just find anything.
Yeah.
And we know what it was like with books. That's crazy.
Going to
that's unique, man.
Library, getting encyclopedias.
Yeah,
your library card and shit. Yeah.
And then I remember when Britannica, it was like the disc. We was like, whoa, like it's like a disc that you put in your computer. That's an encyclopedia. The Britannica,
absolutely.
98, 90. That was crazy.
I mean, the thing is, it's really bananas how in these past 30 years how much technology has grown. Even watching High Score. They were talking about how a floppy disk can only hold, I think it was 256 kilobytes worth of information. That's 6 seconds of a song,
bro. I remember like it was a picture in a book that said just that, and it was a black and white. It was a big room, and the computer held that much. You know how the supercomputers are now? It's like in a big room. A big towers or whatever. It was like that, a big computer, but now we can hold that on like nothing, like 200 megabytes,
SD
less
card.
than a gig, like a micro, like
not even
hold that on. Yeah,
that's
nothing.
Think about the fact that a floppy disk during that era could destroy the world. Every plot line of every villain was like, we got to get the disc. It was a floppy disk. 6 seconds of a song worth of information could destroy the world.
That's so funny when you see that. Like, I got this disc, like in like old James Bond movies or something. Like,
right?
Yeah, man. Wow.
Or even what was it? We were talking about Disney Plus earlier. Me, my girl, and a really good friend of mine have like movie nights where we'll put on a movie at the same time, and we watched Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
Yes.
And the virus was on one of those little circular batteries. I don't even know what like they're actually like what the actual voltage is on it.
Yeah, it's like the batteries for watches and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
The small ones. Yeah.
They're the one that's like a little wide. It's like the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
CR R20. And so I'm like that was the thing that was going to make an entire set. They thought in the future that piece of technology was going to be enough to crash a space station into Earth with it had a virus strong enough on it to crash a space station into Earth. And I'm going, wow, y'all got that wrong.
It is though.
Yeah.
Damn,
it just makes me wonder, like, if in 30 years, like, put it into context, like 30 years is a sizable amount of time, kind of, but in 30 years it's dramatically different. So another 30 years from now, the shit that we're doing is going to just
I'm thinking about like AI integration in 20 years, 30 years.
I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm
like,
sure. Because it's already here.
They're already working on it. We already got an
Alexa
in Google,
Siri.
So it's like they know everything about us. All it is implementation. And I hate to be on this Bill Gates, but like he trying to put the chips in us and stuff. Like,
why
leave my man Bill alone, man.
Nah, man, he gotta chill, man.
Why are humans so
chill?
You would think enough apocalyptic movies exist that humans would really get the fucking point of stop making machines.
You gotta stay away from, like, at least be under the under the radar about this stuff.
Yeah,
like, why are you so hell bent on your own destruction? I don't get it.
Yeah,
why do you want to die so bad?
Yeah, like, you guys seen like the dogs from like Boston? What's the company name? Boston
Market.
No, it's like it's like a tech company. It's like Boston something, Boston Mechanics, maybe Boston Dynamic. That's it. Yeah. Boston Dynamics, and they made this dog. It's like a robot dog, and I've been watching them.
Yeah, I've been watching that shit that look like the one.
They progress.
Yeah, exactly. I've been watching this since like for 10 years. I've been watching them like get better and better, and now it's to the point where they're actually selling them now. I think Ford. I saw like, or I heard a commercial, or I think it might have been like a radio personality. They were talking about Ford, the Ford plant. They bought those. They bought some of them, and now they're using them to work in the factories and stuff.
A dog?
Yeah, it's shaped like a dog.
You could.
It's like a robot dog.
They keep their balance. They climb. They jump.
Yeah, they climb. They jump.
Yeah,
I think I saw one do a backflip. Like, no, I saw like the person-sized robot one do a backflip, and I was like, "Why are y'all doing this?"
Yo, because he was the happiest one. He was the happiest one of them all.
Yeah. He literally hopped up some stairs and then backflipped off the top of them. And I don't.
And that was some gangster shit.
They say that real life is stranger than fiction, man. Like when you look at those Black Mirror episodes, it's like it's not. When I look at those, it's like, this is not too far, if not can be happening right now.
Exactly. And to me, that's what makes that show, in my opinion, that's what makes the show so good.
Yeah.
It's because like this could happen like next year. Like, it's not that
this could be happening.
Yeah.
And this is like an account of it. Like, it's not going to be, because like they're not going to talk about this stuff.
Yeah. It's not taking any circumstances that are foreign. It's taking all circumstances that are foreign. That are commonplace to us.
Yeah,
and just exaggerating them.
Yeah.
Like that whole episode toward the social media currency, and like you're not allowed to do certain things unless you have enough social media clout. Pretty much,
they doing that.
I'm like, that's literally.
Yeah, that's actually a thing in China.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They doing that in China?
I don't know in what degree, but it's something like that in China. But like for me, for me, there's one episode of Black Mirror that is just like, it's so tormenting for me to watch.
A lot of them are, bro.
It's like, it's that one where I want to say it's season 4, when like it's kind of like the guy is playing like he's like a Star Trek character or something. Like he's like, the captain of the ship.
Like those people in the thing or something like that.
They're like really in that world, man.
Yeah, that to me,
they left them out there for eternity. Like,
yeah, that episode honestly makes me like it's like a cringy feeling, but not in the way like when you see somebody embarrassing themselves where it's cringe worthy. Like, it just I just imagine being those people and it's like I can't even fathom like what that would feel like, and it's just it's so hard for me to watch that episode. Like, but it's still really good. It's kind of like a you can't help but keep watching. Yeah,
I'm out of the loop, man. I got to revisit.
Yeah,
have you watched Black Mirror before?
I think I've only watched season 1 and possibly some of 2.
Okay,
I think. Yeah.
The one that gets me the most is the one with the memory chip.
Memory chip.
The dude keeps like who found out his girl was cheating on him because of the dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm neurotic as fuck. I already play situations over and over in my mind if they were like upsetting or anything like that. Even like passive shit. I'm like, if I say something, I'm probably gonna like go over it in my head a bunch of times, even out loud, just be like re-saying what I said to check my tone and all of that. If I had technology, and my memory is also shit. If I had the technology to actually recant things verbatim in excruciating detail, oh my God, I would kill myself quickly.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
To think of that, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the series now.
Yeah.
How many seasons do they have?
I think
4 or 5.
Yeah,
one of them is like 3 episodes.
Yeah, the fifth one. The fifth one was a little weak to me, but
yeah, it was real weak.
I think there was one episode I liked out of that one, but regardless, overall though, it's still a great. In my opinion, it's still a great show.
I think the last one I saw, they were like little robot dogs or animals or something that had like that were killing people.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay.
That was one of the weaker ones to me.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah. Because it was like she going back to the warehouse for the dog. Like it was a little confusing at the end.
The point of it was infuriating. The episode was good.
Yeah.
When you find out she's doing all of that shit for a teddy bear, you're like, oh fuck all of you for making me get through that.
And they could have gave us those dogs without that. The dogs were not that
they could have been
far-fetched to me, because of the whole thing, like that Adam said, like we kind of already seen this already. Like it wasn't too crazy, but it was dope the way they did it. But I think the concept of it wasn't as crazy as a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
Like especially like it was one that was like a 80s vibe, and it was like the concept of heaven, like when they die. It was like
I like that episode a lot.
I thought that was like it was just a whole different. It felt like a different show, but in the same concept. And I think a lot of the episodes is like they try to do it in different styles.
Yeah.
I appreciate the experimental.
That one was crazy.
Like
the way they put it together.
My only gripe with Black Mirror is that I feel like not all the episodes, but almost every episode could literally be its own entire series.
I was about to say that. Yeah,
that's true.
And that's good as far as the writers. It's great that they can even come up with these ideas like that. But it would be cool to see some of those shows become like full-fledged 5-season series. But it's like, man, there's great ideas out there.
It's potent.
Just because it's a great idea doesn't necessarily mean it has enough depth to be able to build out that story, though.
No, of course,
that's true. But they do drag a lot of series. They just
and I'm not saying every single episode could be its own, series.
But some of them,
there's a handful of them I feel like could be like, I'm not saying that's 8-season.
But that's true though. I don't think Netflix.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't think Netflix will put out something that potent again. They probably would use all those as ideas, because I think Black Mirror was a series before Netflix.
Yeah, it was.
It's a UK series.
So I think if Netflix had those concepts already, they would have flipped them into series.
There was a show that was done in a similar vein where all the episodes were different, done by different animators, different writers, etc. Love, Death, and Robots. Did y'all ever watch that?
I didn't watch it, but I know what you mean. I want to watch it. It's on my list. I just never.
I saw a few episodes. They were very good.
So good. Yeah.
They were very good. I also remind me of this. I forgot the name of the Batman movie. but they do like different anime styles within the same movie. I'm a DC person, so I
Yeah, that's
definitely
dope.
thought that was it was like different anime style. It was like Batman, but in different forms. And
I think I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what it is.
I can't think of the name of it, but that was.
You know what? I wish they came out. I wish they came out with another Spawn movie, man.
Oh yeah,
they've been working on it for a minute.
They were talking about Jamie Foxx actually.
I can't.
I think, isn't it Mahershala Ali supposed to be playing it?
I hope he's doing it. I hope he's doing it.
He is.
Yeah. No, Mahershala Blade. No.
Blade.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I just thought about it. Yeah, Jamie Foxx. Yeah. Jamie Foxx was in talks about doing Spawn.
Yeah, and then Mahershala was supposed to be Blade. They always say Jamie Foxx for every concept movie. Like,
did y'all watch the current one, Project Power?
Oh yeah, no, I want to though. I haven't seen it yet. Mixed feelings.
I checked it out on the way to New Orleans. It was pretty good.
It's decent.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah,
because I like mixed feelings about it. I want to watch them.
What's the other guy? The actor
in it?
That was in Third Rock from the Sun.
John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Or Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
He's a pretty good actor.
Yeah,
he disappeared for a minute. Like that's like his first movie, like big movie.
After that, after that Courier movie he did, he was like a paper boy or a pizza delivery or something like that. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think his last big movie was Snowden when he played the
NSA.
NSA guy.
He did that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I know he's got a lot of personal projects. I just watched him on Hot Ones. Apparently, he was on Hot Ones. Had a YouTube show for like the past decade.
Did y'all see?
Oh wow,
I know that.
Yes, I saw that.
I never finished it. I never finished it.
Looper was pretty good.
It was interesting. Yeah. It was kind of like a standard action film to me. You know, but it was good. Yeah, it was good. Yo, did y'all hear about? I think Jamie Foxx at one point was supposed to play Mike Tyson in the film.
Yeah.
No, he is. Yeah, he's playing Mike Tyson.
Like, is that still going on? Because like, I
always felt like he waited too long to do it.
I can't wait, man. I'm looking
like he's trying to play young Mike Tyson.
I would imagine it'd be like something like when he was young and then growing old, like a. From
but
early.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he trying to play like young, actually fighting Tyson? Is he trying to play court case Tyson as he goes?
That's what I was wondering because
that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Getting too old to play Mike Tyson.
I can't wait, man. If it's still in production.
Yes and no. I mean, technically, he's obviously older, but these days with technology, I mean, you can kind of do it.
But still, we're not gonna act like that Will Smith movie was good.
What, Muhammad Ali?
No, the one with the face technology.
Yeah, Gemini I never saw that one. Yeah,
which one?
Gemini Man.
And I did see that. Yeah,
it was horrible.
It was
for a later example, like if y'all saw Captain Marvel, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I never saw it.
Yeah, that was. They actually did that a little better than most.
Yeah, they got they got the Marvel budget, so they can do anything.
Yeah,
essentially.
Right.
yeah. Pour in half a Billy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but I'm interested. I'm personally, I'm a huge Jamie Foxx fan. I think he's the most underrated person in Hollywood.
Me too. Me too.
I ain't gonna say anything. I think most of the stuff he does is acceptable.
Me and Ebony have this conversation like about Jamie Foxx because like for instance, The Power, what was it called? Project Power. He wasn't really acting in that movie. It was like it wasn't a strong performance, but you can tell when he turns it on, he's on another level.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I'm not saying everything he's ever been in is amazing. I'm not, I'm saying that, like you said, when he wants to, like, I'm gonna just say this: Jamie Foxx is the only human being in Hollywood that could put out a stand-up special, put out an album, do a Oscar-worthy performance in the same year. There's nobody else.
Oh yeah,
I feel like there's not anyone else who can do that.
Yeah, he's
like,
super.
I agree with you. Yeah, he's cold.
So I'm gonna be a contrarian here.
Maybe Donald Glover.
I was gonna say Donald, but I was gonna say down as a point, but I'm gonna be a bit of a contrarian here. I respect the fuck out of Jamie Foxx. I'm not the biggest fan of his acting. But
outside of Ray or Ray included.
Here's the difference though. Jamie has always been great at impersonating. Does that make him a great actor?
Good point.
And so
yeah.
And so I'm not saying that it does or doesn't. I'm saying let's be clear about what it is that you're praising. Are you praising his acting ability, or are you praising how well he impersonated Ray Charles? Because what other Oscar-worthy performance has he had since? Or period?
Yeah, you're right.
Yo, the Jamie Foxx show was cold-blooded, baby. No.
That's a sitcom, no. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm just playing.
No, that's a good point. But I'm going to say this. I think okay, for actors, I think it takes the right role, and Ray was the right role. It's just like
sure,
and also it takes the right. It's gonna sound weird. Let's say this. It takes the correct writers. Because I was gonna say the right writers, but that sounds stupid.
Yeah, no.
And I don't know. Like, I think he's just one of those people. I think there's a lot of actors out there that just haven't had the roles. He's had the role, but he hasn't necessarily had the roles. But there's plenty of actors. I feel like, man, it's like if this dude could just or gal could just link up with the right crew, they would have an Oscar.
Yo, and he put in a lot of work too for that movie. I was listening to him talk about the movie, and he was saying how like for a while he walked around the room and or the house like blindfolded so he could like get used to what it's like being blind. So he definitely nourished the skill as well.
And I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm saying that his most noteworthy performance was impersonating. In which he had already shown that he is very proficient at that.
Well, I mean, we gotta mention that all acting is kind of impersonating.
Yeah,
but I know I know what you mean though, because like instead of acting like a person that we know, act like your role. Like if you act your role really good, like.
Okay, hold on.
I gotta go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to associate you with that because you have the look and we know you're an impersonator, but it's like make the role that we don't know about and you become that
that's not an impersonation though. That's
no. I feel what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like in other movies, you become the role of the made up like Pulp Fiction, like Sam Jackson, like that was iconic without portraying somebody else
who's living.
So I think that's what you're saying.
Yes, I'm saying when it comes to Jamie having to create a full character, when he has to become a person that he does not have the framework to emulate.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Create your own character.
He still he still has to bring about whatever that moment needs. If it needs the proper amount of emotion, whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration, whatever, he still has to bring that about. And that, like, I think that's like a general rule for actors. Like, you still got to be able to provide for whatever that moment takes.
Sure.
Like, I don't know if he can cry the same way. I don't know how fucking Ray Charles cried, but if he was an ugly crier or not. But like, he still has to bring about that. It still has to feel natural.
No, and here's the thing. I think he has all the tools for great acting, and I think that by all means he has to breathe life into this emulation of Ray Charles. But he also had Ray Charles there as a consultant. Granted, Ray Charles was on his last leg and very much died in the middle of their process, but he still could talk to him. He has all this footage to study. He has all these commercials, music videos, etc. Like stock footage. He has all of this to be able to study. But when it comes to him having to actually only be able to create a character, is it a comparable performance?
So far, probably not. I mean, I'm trying to think of the. I think I saw one. The movie after Ray I saw with him in it, where he was playing the president. I'm assuming something akin to like Obama. It was terrible.
No, I thought he was the one was he the one rescuing him?
No, he was he was getting he was getting
I know
rescued.
what you're talking about.
It was like
you're not talking about enemy of the state, are you?
No, it was
no, that was Will Smith.
I know
it came out.
It was
Law-abiding citizen.
It was one of those movies where you got arrested.
Yeah, he was getting rescued. It just wasn't. It just wasn't that good. It just wasn't that good in regards to like creating a character. I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never say that Jamie Foxx is the best actor of all time. I was just saying that I think that he's one of the more capable. Like if you put a gun to his head and say, act the hell out of this script or you're gonna die, he's gonna act the hell out of the script.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I agree. I believe it's Jamie Foxx is somebody who no matter what, I'm always gonna root for him probably. And I always have this hope that whenever he's coming out with a movie, this could be the other Ray. This could be his next outstanding performance for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever gonna top Ray. I don't think he'll ever top Ray.
I do feel like.
Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
I was gonna say I feel like he phones in some of his performances when it comes to acting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and again, I'm not saying that Jamie Foxx isn't talented. He's evidently talented, and he's evidently he knows the process of acting. He knows the tools of acting. But when it comes to character portraying, or when it comes to character creation, that's
a good point.
It's unfortunate. But it's an unfortunate thing that it's gonna be that that pedestal of Ray, and that everything gets compared to Ray. And I'm not even saying that it has to be compared to Ray. I'm saying if Ray is the pinnacle of what you are recognized for, and of course you're trying to be recognized in whatever genre, whatever capacity, then there's kind of an implicit comparison that happens,
like they get typecast, basically,
to some degree.
Yeah.
And he's played versatile roles and all of that. But I don't know. And I say that as somebody who grew up a little bit with Ray Charles's music, but didn't really know that much about Ray Charles when the movie came out.
Yeah.
But went and learned more about Ray Charles after.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm being a contrarian, but I'm not saying anything to actually tear down Jamie Foxx. I'm like,
yeah. Of course, you're bringing up a good point, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good point. I'm definitely a little biased. I just love me some Jamie Foxx, man.
As you should. Go ahead.
I think he's a great conversationalist. He's a great storyteller.
Yeah,
he's a great entertainer.
He's just naturally funny.
Amazing entertainer. He's an amazing entertainer.
He knows how to entertain.
He's
probably anybody. Probably.
He's one of those dudes who's just naturally funny and just regular conversation. That's just how he is. I feel like he's always thinking about the next funny thing or something.
Yeah. While I and I want us to move off of this because I think we've been talking about Jamie Foxx for way too long. While I do think he's rusty, I'm curious what comedy from his current self would be like.
Yeah.
Because being outside of doing stand-up for however many decades, you're just gonna be rusty, and that's all it is. But I'm curious about that because that's how he got started.
True. Yo, I got a question, man, for y'all.
Go ahead.
Let's say, do you guys have anywhere particular that you want to travel or experience once it's safe? Once COVID is copacetic, is cool and copacetic. Yeah. Is there anywhere particular where you guys are see yourself traveling or an experience you'd want to have after this whole pandemic and craziness has subsided to a substantial degree?
I'm trying to go as many places on the continent that I don't need a visa.
All right, give me one or two, cuz.
Your typicals. I really want to spend some time in your Ghana, your Nigeria. I would love to spend some time in what's formerly known as Zaire, the Republic of Congo. Of course, I want to go back and spend some more time in South Africa. I need to spend at least 3 to 5 weeks in Egypt.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that I really just want to spend some time like traversing the continent.
Yeah, no doubt. What about you?
Right.
What about y'all?
That's the same for me, man. But outside of that, I definitely got to go to Tokyo.
Me too. I was about to say that, bro. Me too.
And
yeah,
I want to. I would have thought Adam had been to these places already.
I was supposed to go to Tokyo like 2 years ago. I was supposed to go, but I couldn't because of some work stuff. So I didn't get to go.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. One of these days.
Yeah,
there's a lot of places though. Like, I want to go to Peru.
Yeah, me too.
I've always wanted to go to Peru.
Man, my sister went there a few years ago.
See Machu Picchu.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then like salt mines and shit.
The ruins and all that. Like,
man,
the mountains. Like,
yeah. She said it's a hike
about that.
to get up.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. That's what Nat said. She was there and brought back like
nice.
a rug or some shit. It was crazy, man. But I'm definitely trying to go to Egypt, yo. Definitely trying to go to Egypt, man. Like my aunt was telling me stories from when she went with my grandfather back in like the 90s. Like before it was, she paid, they paid some guards to let them sleep in the Great Pyramid before it was cool and like a thing to do. Like, yeah, she paid some guards when it was like illegal. They paid them like, I don't know how much money, but like, I guess at that time, everybody was coming up trying to sell you something because they saw Americans as the ones who had all the money and opportunity.
I hate that idea so much.
Yeah.
I get it, but I hate it. Because like for me, like it's been times when I've been somewhere in Asia and they try to sell you stuff like, dude, I'm barely here. So don't like I know I'm here, but barely, man. Yeah, don't get the wrong idea.
That's true though, man. They think you like you got it because you're there. Nah, this life goals. Like,
you don't let these Ray-Bans fool you, cuz.
Still got bills to pay, dude.
Yeah,
gotta go back to reality soon.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to go to Egypt, man. That's like that and Tokyo's on the top of my list, man.
Can't get my ears clean today.
Yo, it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about too. She was saying how like kids and stuff, like people were getting their kids and stuff to come up and like just beg and just like it's crazy to think about how they value other people because of where they are so much. Like just me getting my own brief experience of that in Bali and how they were like 80 something percent of their workforce was relied on the like traveling and stuff. They relied on
tourism.
Tourism, yes.
Yeah.
So
that's how Thailand is.
Yeah, I'm thinking about them now during COVID and shit. Like, what the fuck are they doing, man?
That's what I was thinking when I was out in New Orleans. Is like it was somewhat dead, but I was kind of grateful because I was actually able to go around freely, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking like tourism is got to be down right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Tourism doesn't exist right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially for Americans. Like for me though, like the places that I want to go, I want to go a lot. I would like to visit every continent eventually. I mean, Antarctica. I'm not really dying to go to Antarctica.
But you have to say you went.
Yeah. But
it's something there, man. We don't know.
Yeah. I'm not trying to go ice fishing. Too soon.
What do we found out? Antarctica was a lie, and that's like where El Dorado is, and it's actually like hot as shit.
I got one for you.
Yo, it's a bunch of bad bitches in Antarctica.
The entrance into the inner Earth, man. You ain't know about that one?
It's where the Earth stops.
That's where you go into the hollow Earth, man.
The Cro-Magnon and That's great.
Yeah, like for me, man, like I want to visit the continent of Africa. Honestly, I have no clue where to, like, there's some obvious places where that I want to go. Like, I really want to go to Zimbabwe, really strictly for their crap. I'm pretty sure it's called Victoria Falls. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the waterfall. But it's this gigantic. I just want to see that, to be honest. I want to go to I like to visit the coast, the West Coast, just a lot of the countries on the West Coast. Obviously, because that's kind of believe where a lot of us probably come from. So I think that would be cool. South Africa, I like to visit. Yeah,
I'm definitely with you on that, Adam. As far as like, you know, Sierra Leone's, your Cameroon, like that whole area, just kind of seeing.
I want to go. What's up?
How you good?
Now I want to go to South America too. Specifically, I want to go to Argentina. It's on my list. Peru, as Marcus said.
I feel you on that.
Chile.
Yeah, Chile. I used to say Chile, like probably like 20 years. But
I want to see the mountains, dude.
Yeah. I wanted to go to Brazil, but my sister, she went. My sister's gone everywhere. She's gone to pretty much every country that I just said she's gone to, I think, except Argentina. But she went to Brazil and she kind of turned me off from it because she went and it was just intimidating, really. And that means a lot coming from her.
Yo, in what regard, if you don't mind me asking?
It's just like, I guess where she was specifically is just like a lot of just people and not necessarily like, it wasn't necessarily like, I mean, as we see the photos of Rio and we see the beaches and stuff, but most of Brazil don't look like that.
Of course.
She went to the favelas.
Yeah, I think because the way she travels, as of now, versus a minute ago, she travels where like she does volunteering. So she would travel and see the sights and stuff, but she's there also to volunteer. So, I don't know. It just she was saying it's rough. It's not like, at least where she was. And I guess if you go to like the beaches, and sure, that's great. But I wouldn't mind going to Brazil, but I wouldn't be there for a long time. I would probably go for like 5 days. But typically the way I like to travel, I like to be places for a long time, like 2 weeks. And I don't think I would stay in Brazil for 2 weeks. Not to mention I probably couldn't travel for that long these days anyway, because I'm not in the Air Force anymore where I could take 30 days off at a time. So so those days are probably over. But
yo, it's still time for us to become it's still time for us to become self-made millionaires. It's still time. It's still time.
Are there any states that you guys that you haven't seen that you wouldn't mind visiting?
I still haven't went to California.
Yo, that's a very good question.
Wow.
I gotta go.
All right, yo. As soon as Nat and I came back from Europe, we were like, it's time to travel and experience more of the U.S. because it has it has just about every single climate.
Yeah, it really does.
And I want like find
like Washington and
in
Oregon,
Washington State.
It's amazing. It's amazing, man.
I love like Seattle, man. Like, that's the only place I've been to in Washington, but Seattle is really cool. It's just really expensive. But if there was an opportunity, I would live in Seattle.
Yo, their standard of living is
higher
with that much
rain.
Oh yeah, I love rain.
Yo, their standard of living is higher, but they also have. I think they got like $15 an hour a minimum wage. So they're like,
I think they do.
Yeah, they're trying to work towards it.
Like Portland and stuff like that, man. I like that type of
bro. And it's like it's that dry heat. Like it's so I saw so few mosquitoes, maybe 2.
Wait, where?
The whole time when I was in Seattle, just like just in Washington in general, it's just so few mosquitoes, which was like a plus for me.
That's a place that rains that much, have dry heat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, in the summer, so the whole time I was in Seattle, I was in Washington. I spent maybe like a week or so max in Seattle. But the whole time I was in Washington, which was over 3 months, it maybe rained twice.
Yeah. I've also heard that the rain thing is kind of like, I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I've heard it's over exaggerated.
Yes, it is.
I'm sure.
Word.
But
it's like just like snow here, around here, or
it depends on
like
who you're talking to. Yeah.
like places like Minneapolis, like they get very hot summers too.
Right.
It's like
but I mean the West Coast in
deal
general
with
is known for the dry heat. I mean, it might get 100, and like I was in California in the Redwoods, and it got 105, but it wasn't humid.
Yeah, the
It
South.
wasn't the same kind of thing. Down here,
South
dog,
is rough, man.
it's so I sweat. As soon as
New
my fucking toe hit the sunlight, I'm sweating, dog. It's crazy.
Yeah, just standing there. Yeah.
Man,
I don't miss, because I used to obviously work in the South. Like I was working outside, 10-hour shifts every day. But it's like I don't miss that at all, because like, and then I would have to wear pants and boots, and it's just like,
Yep.
don't.
So actually, I think so. So currently, Washington is one of the places that my girl and I are thinking about moving to eventually.
Mm.
I mean,
trees,
even as early as like 5-10 years from now, we can make it happen.
You said trees?
Yeah, because I'm sure they have those like redwood
Oh.
forests.
I know they have in California.
It starts closer to California, but I think there are some in Washington. It just starts
I thought they were like along the coast.
If you go up the coast, it starts closer to California, I think. I mean, I only know that because we spent like 2 weeks or so driving it, but if I remember correctly, that's where it started. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's definitely cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just throw my I'm not gonna say any specific states, more so like the region. Like for me, like I've never been to the New England area, like Massachusetts, Vermont, and I would like to visit that area eventually. I think that's like the only region I've never truly been to. I mean, I haven't been to the Northwest. Besides Seattle, I've never really spent any time up there either. So I think that could be cool. And Hawaii and Alaska would be cool too.
Ooh, I heard Vermont is beautiful, especially in the fall.
Yeah, I've never been, obviously, but I've seen pictures.
And I heard they want people to start living there. They're going to give you money to live there.
Yeah, you might have to like stay for a certain amount of time, but like, shit, if it's gorgeous and it works,
yeah,
you're good to go.
I don't know if there's any part that I haven't been to that I want to go to, or at least not to live anyway.
Yeah, I just meant just visiting you.
Just visit. Yeah. I wouldn't mind trying seafood from Maine.
Yeah.
Just because that's a thing. I don't think I've really ever spent time in the Southwest like that.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious.
Phoenix.
I'd be curious more so like in the like Albuquerque or
Santa Fe.
Even
Santa Fe was cool.
Even just
it's definitely
even just Vegas. Like I haven't really spent time in Vegas.
So what's very interesting about that is I actually went to all of those places last year, like Vegas, Phoenix, Albuquerque, whatever. That's when I did that I did a road trip where we flew into Vegas, spent like a few days there. Then we did this giant loop where we went from Vegas to Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, then back to Vegas. And I was visiting family out there too, because I have, let's see, my sister and one of my brothers live in Colorado. Then my other brother lives in New Mexico. Then Kirsten's family, her dad, and some other people on that side of her family lives in Arizona. So we were just making I think we did like 2,000 miles is what the trip was. But it's cool. Like for me, my body doesn't like dry weather. I always get sick in dry weather. But from my understanding, your body can obviously adjust to it in a few months.
Yeah.
But like for me, when I was there, I had the worst sore throat I've ever had in my life. Like, so it was so bad that I woke up out of my sleep and went to the emergency room. Like, I was like, this is.
You woke up like, nah, fuck this. Fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like, I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and went to the emergency room. And they gave me some medicine and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, is this strep throat? And they're like, no, it's not strep. You're just sick.
Damn.
What's up?
That you were just dehydrated, or you were just
No,
sick?
I just got sick, and like
Wow.
every time I'm in a dry climate, I get sick in some way. Like
Mhm.
like when I was in Afghanistan in 2017, it's dry and in the mountains. I had a few things happen there. I had that little thing that that little thing that hangs in like the back of your throat, the uvula.
Uvula, yeah.
I thought of the wax song. That's why I laughed. But but so that thing it got swollen twice, and that freaked me out. Because like you can actually feel it. Like I could actually feel it on my tongue, just sitting there. And that's the weirdest thing. I thought it was gonna rip off or something. So that happened to me.
Wow.
I got the worst ear infection of my life when I was there too.
That inner and that outer.
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But that was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Was that ear infection? It's like it was just bad because it got so bad where like it was hard to eat because the whole side of my face was starting to hurt. It's like, and then I was nervous because this was around the time that we were about to leave, and I'm like, man, it's getting on the airplane gonna affect being like the altitude and all that stuff. But actually, it cleared up like legitimately like 2 days before we actually left. And I was good.
Nice.
But I was nervous, like, man, this is gonna hurt. Being on the airplane with an ear infection.
Yeah, bro. That was some of the. I think I was actually working at Penguin when I had my worst ear infection. I had 2 ear infections within 6 months of each other, and I saw the same doctor, and she was like, "Yo, you didn't fucking learn the last time. what does it take?" and it was like essentially it was swimmer's ear. Like I would like in the shower, I would wash my ears too well, but I wouldn't drain them out properly.
Yeah.
This shit was. I got an inner and an outer. I remember I was working with Adrian, and I was like, "Yo, I'm leaving right now. I know it's the middle of my shift. I'm calling somebody, and I'm leaving. I can't do it. Y'all gotta go."
Yeah.
So, passing thought on another subject. Me and Aaron were talking about this the other day. What's some of the most either interesting, funny, etc. feedback you've gotten so far from people who have listened to the podcast? Okay, because we do get some people to write in, to informally-honest-podcast@gmail.com. That's informally-honest-podcast@gmail.com. But a lot of folks just say stuff in passing.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's some stuff that you've heard that you just want to, share, because clearly it was just a thought. It might not have been a fully fleshed out thing. It might not have been a suggestion. They were just like, yo, I'm enjoying it. Yo, y'all are funny. Yo, y'all are whack. What?
I haven't got any whack feedbacks.
Of course not, because we do this shit.
One feedback I got was like they thought we were going to be more factual than opinionated, and I thought that we were kind of mostly factual, and the things that we weren't, I thought like Adam pretty much in the post kind of insert the facts.
Yeah, clarified.
For the most part.
Yeah, but did they back off recently? But
it was
did they say they only listen or they also watch or what?
Well, they didn't. I don't think they listened a lot or fully, and not enough episodes to get the gist of what we doing here. Like,
yeah,
because my question would also be like, what facts did we not? What facts were they looking for that we didn't offer?
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but
not to interrogate you about it. I'm like,
I'm not. No, I'm just
when
really
people talk.
Sure. I probed into it, but I'm not sure. So
word.
But I think
show.
Yeah, I think we're pretty thorough.
I mean, let the record show that nobody here is a scholar in any subject.
Yeah.
And it's hardly anything that we talk about that's like factual.
It's like we're not like breaking down like thermal energy is like, it's like, we're
yeah,
not that deep.
How atoms split and string theories and whatnot.
Yeah. That's the only reason I was curious. I was like, huh.
I mean, when you get down to it, what's not a theory? Like everything
very,
is
very true.
Pretty theory, based. So
I mean, yeah, because even if you come up with the fact that you see that like something is the way it is, somebody can always ask another question.
It's like labels.
Yeah. And then it involves like another procedure, another theory. And
And for listeners, I know it may sound like we're like we can't take the criticism of this individual, but honestly, I can't speak for you three, but I'm honestly more so confused. I would like to know more about what they mean.
And no, this isn't me being defensive. It literally was like, if I were there, that would be my follow-up question was what specifically are you talking about? Where you were like, oh, I thought y'all were gonna be more factual than opinionated. And I was like, okay, so in regards to what subject? Because if we're sitting here talking about, porn and suicide,
I think maybe they were trying to say
that's an interesting pair.
That's the title. Porn and
suicide. That's a great pair, man. Wow.
I think they were really trying to say just like they thought we were gonna drop some knowledge that they didn't. I don't know.
Oh, they were gonna learn something. I guess they were gonna learn something in that regard. Yeah.
I honestly, when we get on a subject that takes more research, then we will do that. And I think for real, I think we got a subject about like Jim Crow, which I think we are semi, prepared to talk about. But if you want to do it thoroughly, is research involved, and even then, it's going to be a percentage of opinion.
Yeah, always.
So.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know if I've been speaking to only specific people, but every time I ask, I've gotten good feedback. Like, don't
get me wrong, I mostly got good feedback.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah.
And that's not even bad feedback necessarily.
Yeah. No. I agree. I'm just saying, like, from my experience in general, like from my personal experience, just answering the question, I've for the most part only gotten good feedback. I just always ask them to like put that shit in like review form. Instead of like, I can't write that shit down in the moment and remember, but it's always the general. You guys are hilarious. Like I appreciate the charm and the chemistry you guys have, and it feels genuine. I like how you guys attack a topic. It's always fucking people's elbow in this motherfucker. It's always that general idea. So
and like I said, this is I mainly ask this because of some conversations I've had with people. I'm always curious about what led people to say the certain thing they said. I've had several friends or colleagues and whatnot be like, "That's so great that you that y'all started a music podcast." And I was like, "You haven't listened to the podcast, have you?"
That was because they saw that's the sub podcast,
right? Was like y'all saw a clip of the audio files, and you were like, "That's the whole thing, isn't it?"
Multi-layered.
It was just great, cool, whatever. One more recent one that was hilarious to me, and shout out to her. She wasn't directly a student of mine, but she's kind of a student of mine and young homie. She's graduated, all that kind of stuff. She said she hadn't listened to all the episodes, but she saw Beyonce in the description, which means out of the smiling.
It's coming.
I specifically made that a clip for that reason. Like, put this.
Well, no,
she read the Beyonce subject.
she read the description, which I guess is a thing that some people do because I've never thought about that. She read the description, saw it in the description, and was like, "Oh, I should listen to that because they're talking about Beyonce." And then she wrote me a text like, I don't even know if I can listen to y'all anymore. Y'all spewing all this hate toward Queen and whatever. And I'm cracking up because I'm like, so what I hadn't gotten a chance to do yet was go, did you listen to everything or did you get triggered and shut all the rest of that off? Because I'm pretty sure
that's what it truly is.
Which is easy to do. Yeah. Easy to do.
And all love to her. Again, this is a conversation that I'm going to have with her eventually. I just haven't responded to the text. But
it's all in love, though.
Yeah. And I was like, an opinion got said, by all means. And then an impartial party who said that I like a few songs, but I'm not really a fan, spent like a good 3 minutes kind of defending Beyonce unintentionally.
You did, yeah.
and
I don't dislike Beyonce. I'm just not a fan of Beyonce. But I would never go out. There's people that go out of their way to like be like, this person's whack, like online or something. I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's because
like,
people just enjoy being contrary.
Like,
yeah. Yo, like
he's trash. Like,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. Like, as
trash
somebody,
is trash. Like,
yeah, she's not that. I just
Yo, as
music does not resonate with me.
As somebody who's not a fan, you deserve to be able to explain why.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I feel like I gave a really detailed answer of why I'm not a fan. I didn't just like I don't like her because I don't like her beats. I don't like it was. I gave a very detailed.
And the thing about it, even inside of that, it was like you gave all those details, and then I said a refute, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was all a thing of like the full conversation got had, yet you're only pointing out this thing. If it was a thing of like she was like that dude who said that Beyonce blah 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 blah, but you know it's cool because you did come out and say, you know, like yes, it's disrespectful that they call her Queen Africa. And that it probably ain't made for y'all because you know y'all only heard like 4 songs, but you know it's cool. So it's like I just thought it was interesting, like how people are hearing.
But you can't defend the Lion King stuff, man. Come on.
I think they were defending the work. The visual work of the Black is King thing because a lot of African people were employed for it.
Right.
And so there's that part of it.
Hey,
but
you got money.
Anyway, yo, point blank, she's only the mother of fucking Blue Ivy, and nothing else.
and the twins.
Yeah, and the twins. I get. Yeah. I was saying, yo, we can.
I know shit.
All that.
Yeah, they not public yet.
And so it was just funny to me. Otherwise, you know, people have said good things and kind things. Of course, the whole thing about my dick, and then you know,
yeah, buddy, let's get into it.
But like it's been cool here and there.
Yo, side note. Yesterday I did speak to like a good, I think 4 people who had listened to it, and they all agreed that they look at the descriptions like. Well, I guess most of them said. I think 3 out of 4 of them said they look at the descriptions first. So more people than we think actually look at the descriptions first before they. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Like, yo, I'm gonna tell my homie for real. You said that shit. That's very interesting. I didn't know that many people, but like if those 4 in that group do, then you know a bunch of other people probably do as well.
It makes sense though. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I know I don't necessarily read descriptions like that. When I was listening to Rogan heavier, I would only look at the descriptions to see what it is that person did if I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what credibility brought them to be on this show,
or what world are they in? So I know.
Are they coming from? Yeah. But other than that, I don't know that I was ever really reading descriptions like that because I was like, if I'm in it, I'm in it. But I do know, I think a factor of that being if people are like, hey, this episode's 2 hours long, I want to make sure that I want to get into this 2 hours before I go getting into it.
Hey, quick question. Yeah. I'm sure we might need to end on this, but like if you're going into a movie like in a similar vein that we were talking about, like are you reading the synopsis or whatever, or are you going into the movie blind? If it's like, because I know personally, when I see a new movie or when I'm searching for a new movie, I kind of want to be surprised. I don't want to read about what's going on.
I prefer that too.
Maybe have like an idea off the cover or the name of it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to know
a preview and a synopsis is different though. I feel you.
Yeah, that's
good point.
But I don't want to know any parts of the plot really when I want to.
For me,
yeah, go ahead.
For me, I definitely like if we're just talking about like a Netflix thing and you read the little paragraph, whatever, a few sentences. I definitely read that before I watch it. Now, sometimes there might be a movie that's coming out where I know about it and like, man, I've been waiting on this movie to come out, for 2 years. I won't watch the trailer because it's like I've already know. Like, okay, perfect example. All of the Marvel movies that come out, I never watch the trailers because it's like they give away so much in the trailer. Like,
yeah, they do.
And and for me, it's like, okay, I know I was gonna watch this anyway, so I don't need to watch the trailer. Now that James Bond movie that I mentioned earlier, I don't know if we were recording or not, but I mentioned that I saw the trailer for that movie. That was on accident because it was an ad.
For some reason, new one, right?
Yeah, it came up as an ad. I was like, and it caught my attention, so I kept watching it. But but typically, if it's a movie that I know I want to see, I won't watch the trailer.
No, well, I'm not necessarily. I guess
I'm watching trailers. I'm watching.
Yeah, I know that wasn't your question. I know you were talking. You were saying reading about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But typically, to answer your question, I do read about the movie
because I love watching trailers, even if I don't know anything that the movie even exists. Like the trailers.
All right. Quick question.
Sometimes better than the movies.
Quick question in that vein. Do you guys like to get to the movies early enough to watch the previews of other movies before your movie starts?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love that shit.
I have childhood memories with that though. Like that was a thing to do. Like whenever my dad would take us to see movies, we knew when we went, we weren't going to just see one movie.
That's awesome.
And then it was a thing of by doing that was like a bonding thing for us. Is my dad had very colorful ways of saying whether or not he would indulge in something. And so, like, if let's say we see a preview that looked good to us, but he didn't want to see it, like, oh, Dad, let's go see, some Power Ranger shit. And he's like, son, I would rather stick 2 flaming sharp sticks in both of my eyes than go see that.
That's amazing.
I have that sentimentality toward previews in that regard.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I gotta watch the previews.
I miss movies now,
bro.
I gotta go early and watch the previews.
Yo, the movie theaters are open here now. At least some of them are. Like the one I go to.
Same here. Unfortunately, they closed the IMAX in Portage.
Damn.
All right. So you got to close. You got to go all the way to Maryville now.
Yeah, and that sucks because like it was actually a nice theater. It was legitimately.
And the air hockey.
Yeah, like. But I miss movies. I mean, like at one point, I was probably going to the movies like once a month. I would go see stuff that even if I would see stuff that I didn't even really want to see that bad, I would just see it anyway. Just the experience of being in a theater and eating popcorn.
And by yourself, right? Do you mind going by yourself?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't mind either.
Me either.
When I was overseas in Korea, and their theaters are on another like it's not even the same world as the theaters that. I can't speak for all the theaters in America, but the theaters that I've gone to versus the theaters that I've gone to in Korea, it's a different world. It's like
I would not have known that.
Yeah,
are the theaters in Korea primarily subtitled? If they're foreign films, foreign to Korea.
Okay, so if they're showing like American movies, they'll show the Korean subtitles at the bottom, but it's the English movie though. Like so
interesting
because I saw so many movies over there, but did I see Endgame over there? I don't. When did Endgame come out?
Last year, right?
Okay, well I did. Okay, well
was it last year? I think it was 2 years ago.
I might have saw Endgame over there. I know for a fact I saw Black Panther over there. Rest in peace, Chadwick. I know for a fact I saw that movie over there. I saw a lot of movies over there.
Did y'all mention him last?
No, it happened 2 days ago.
Wait, Chadwick? It's been a minute at this point. Like 5 days.
5?
Yeah.
I have no.
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually 5, but it's been definitely more than 2 days though. But yeah, that threw me off. You know what? It happened last Friday because I remember mentioning it after we recorded. I mentioned something about it in the chat.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You texted. Yeah.
And that threw me off like completely. And I'm not even gonna act. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, man, Chadwick, was my favorite actor or anything. But he was, based on like the times that I've seen him speak and stuff, he just seemed like a legitimately good dude. Like he seemed like a genuine.
I agree.
And when I saw him, I thought he was like kind of losing weight, maybe. And I didn't really think about nothing.
Yeah, I thought he was getting ready for a role. I saw him skinny. I thought he was getting ready for a role. You know how they, lose weight and gain weight and stuff.
Side note, strong Endgame did come out last year.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see Endgame. I think I saw the other, not Endgame, but
before that, Infinity War.
Yeah, I think I saw Infinity War over there.
Yeah, which was better than Endgame.
What were you saying about it is better than Endgame. You were saying about Chadwick though.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just saying like that was a crazy loss,
Yeah.
He played some prominent roles, and then we didn't have an idea of what was going on, but it just seemed like he is a strong individual to be going through that and just living life, because I kind of get it that you don't want to like tell everybody like, hey man, you just want to live, and then
right,
you don't want nobody to feel like treat you some type of way,
Yeah, pity.
I mean, the other side of it is he had 8 movies come out from the year that he was diagnosed to when he transitioned,
and
he had 8 movies come out.
Yeah. I'm sure that's hard to do while going through that. And
absolutely. Would he have gotten them if they knew?
I wonder if he was like taking those roles on as like, because he knew he had it. Obviously, I wonder if he was taking those roles on like, man, I'm about to stack this money, before just in case something does happen. Kind of like a Walter White situation. Like I'm about to make all of this money so my family is good. I wonder if that was his mind. I mean, we will never know. But
I don't too much think that, but I do think the roles that he picked during this time was, how do I say, like they were meaningful. Like
no, they were.
And all of them, all of the roles he played in his last years were meaningful.
Well, I don't know about 21 Bridges, but I also don't know anything about.
I guess I didn't see that one.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I wanted to see it.
It was like the Five Bloods. I think that was his last movie.
That was his last movie.
And,
that was a good one.
James Brown, all the, Jackie.
Thurgood Marshall.
I'm not
42.
Sure Jackie. Yeah, 42. I'm not sure if he was going through anything then, but
no, I think that
was like it was
still important
roles.
Yeah,
definitely.
I will say that about his career. Like
that's true.
I think the biggest thing was just like he had done these movies that were about these influential figures throughout history. He was the face of the largest Black superhero franchise in history, and it was still like so much more everyone kind of expected of him because of all the great things he had been doing. And not that anybody was necessarily like, he is the best actor. All of his movies are hits. It wasn't even that thing. It was just like, oh yeah, he's clearly respected. He's clearly just a genuinely good guy. Yeah. And sorry, fucking Matt. But this is clearly Black Panther was clearly supposed to be the thing that like mega skyrockets him.
Yep.
He already was on an upward trajectory, but then this booking is supposed to take him up. And what even really came across my mind was, I wonder if in the original script he wasn't supposed to be one of the folks to get snapped away.
No.
To not be in most of whatchamacallit, in most of Endgame.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Because at that point, he was deep into it.
I know they wanted to capitalize off of Black Panther, though.
But that was the whole thing. I don't know if they really for real knew, and what by they I mean Disney. But I don't know if Disney and Marvel knew the complete bag that Black Panther was about to be, because they were shooting them all around the same time. And so
there's no way they could have known that.
Yeah.
Right. If you look at
I think they knew it was going to be big, but not as big as it was. Yeah. And also, I think they were already, Black Panther 2 was already in the pipeline.
Yeah. In which but I'm saying just as far as through the end of whatever.
You saying before they made it, right?
Yeah, I'm saying we're only gauging up to the end of whatever phase that is. I think it's phase 4. Which is Endgame. That's the end of that phase.
Yeah.
His contract is Captain America 3, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame. That's his whole contract. He gets diagnosed at Black Panther, and so if you're shooting during that and with that release schedule and the right we're shooting Infinity War as production of Black Panther is working to come out, then it's makes you wonder, like, did they cut his role short for him to get snapped away so it would be less stress on him shooting Endgame?
It could. I guess we'll never know, but it would make sense. It would make sense. And it would make sense for them to know. Obviously, Marvel is amazing at keeping secrets. So
also true.
all those disclosures being signed and shit.
Yeah.
It's a powerful NDA right there. I don't know. Passing thoughts. Well, I think that's a good closer for us. Unless y'all got something on your heart.
Nope.
No, that was a solid one.
Word. Well, I appreciate you, gentlemen, as always. We want to thank you all listening and watching for tuning in to another episode of the InforMILLy Honest podcast. Any final thoughts, fellas?
Nothing much. Peace and love.
For me, I'm gonna say I liked this format of not actually coming in with a topic, to be honest, and we should do it every once in a while. That's it.
I knew we can do that.
I agree, man.
We can make it periodic by all means. Just like we got the audio files on something like a schedule, we can put this on schedule to just go, hey y'all, we gonna wing this episode.
We gotta knock it down, the audio files.
Yeah, straight winging it.
Volume 1.
Yes.
Pretty soon it's just gonna be a podcast of sub podcasts.
Yeah. That's how you last long.
Long back.
That's what she said.
In the grand scheme of it, the days that we like fully make a Patreon, we can turn all the sub podcasts into their own shows. And then, if we're making that kind of bank, we can go like audio files is its own show, winging it is its own show, or whatever the fuck we call the talking shit, because I ain't trying to get sued by B-dubs.
I think winging it is an actual wing place.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, it
definitely
300 of them
is
across
the
the country.
in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and I'm sure Rick Ross owns them or some shit.
But we want to thank y'all again. By all means, we always welcome you to write in, tell us what you feel, give us subjects to talk about at informillyyhonestpodcast@gmail.com. I'm sure Adam is scrolling it across the bottom of the screen, but I'm just going to point everywhere.
Sponsored by Wingstop.
I'm not wrong.
Sponsored by Wingstop. Yo.
Right?
Go grab
Not true. I wouldn't mind it by all means. Wingstop, come on through. Give me some Cajun fries with a side of
unlimited wings for the pod.
Yo,
I'm gonna need some. I'm gonna need some tofu wings. Don't forget that shit. Don't forget your boy.
Buffalo cauliflower.
Yeah, buddy.
Yo, we want to encourage you to follow us, like, subscribe, share. YouTube, Instagram, InforMILLy Honest. Facebook, InforMILLy Honest Podcast. We want to thank y'all again. We love you. We appreciate you. We are four brothers who pride ourselves on having candid, hilarious, and random ass conversations, as long as it is rooted in being forthright, vulnerable, and most of motherfucking all honest. Peace.
Peace out.
And Twitter coming soon, folks.
Dang.
Yo, we got PD.
It's gonna be so much porn being reshared on the. No, I'm joking.
With the squiggly lines.
None of it is true.
All right, peace, y'all. We love you.
Peace King.